My sister-in-law crossed a line with me, so I told my wife everything the next morning. I'm a trauma surgeon, and my wife Catherine's a corporate lawyer, so lately we've barely seen each other awake. I've been stuck on overnights, she's been doing 12-hour days on a merger, and we've been living off coffee and quick notes on the counter. About a month ago, her older sister Rena moved in after her divorce was finalized. Their parents set up her marriage, and in their culture, being divorced comes with a lot of shame, so Rena's been walking around like she's marked. She'd been a quiet guest, but I noticed she got tense when Catherine and I were even a little affectionate. If Catherine kissed me goodbye, Rena would suddenly remember something upstairs. Once she joked, "Must be nice being picked," and Catherine changed the subject. Last Friday, I got off at 5 p.m. for the first time in weeks. Catherine texted she was leaving early too, and I felt excited driving home. We ordered Thai food, opened a bottle of wine, and crashed on the couch in sweatpants. I had my arm around her. She leaned into me, and we talked more than we watched the show, for once. Around 8, Rena came down with her laptop and sat on the other couch. Catherine offered her food. Rena said no, and stared at the takeout like she was mad at herself. Catherine started venting about work, and I looked at her face and said what I always say, without thinking, "You know you're the most beautiful woman in the world, right?" Catherine smiled and said, "You're tired," and I kissed her forehead. I saw Rena shut her laptop, stand up, and walk out without a word. A minute later, I heard her footsteps on the stairs. I figured she needed space. At 10:30, Catherine went upstairs to shower, and I stayed down to clean up. The house was quiet. I was rinsing containers when Rena appeared in the kitchen doorway. Her hands were shaking. "Can we talk?" she asked. I said, "Sure, what's wrong?" She stepped in and said, "You didn't have to do that in front of me." I blinked. "Do what?" Her voice got sharp. "Flaunt your perfect wife, like I'm not sitting right there." I said, "Rena, I wasn't trying to flaunt anything." She snapped, "You said that to hurt me." I tried to keep it calm. "I say that to Catherine all the time. It wasn't about you." Rena stared at me and said, "So you didn't mean it?" I asked what she meant, and she said, "That she's the most beautiful woman in the world. You didn't mean it because I'm here too." My stomach flipped. She stepped closer and started firing questions. "What makes her better? Her hair? Her body? Her face?" I backed up and said, "Stop. This isn't appropriate." Rena kept coming. "Just be honest," she said. "Just once." She moved into the space between me and the hallway like she was guarding it. I said, "You need to talk to your sister. I'm going upstairs." I moved past her and she grabbed my wrist. Her hand was cold and her grip was tight. "No," she whispered. She pulled my hand up and pressed it against her cheek like I owed her comfort. Then she looked right at me and said, "Who's actually prettier, me or her?" I yanked my hand back and said, "Do not touch me." Tears ran down her face, but she didn't move. "Why her?" she said. "What does she have that I don't?" She grabbed my arm again, harder, and said, "Answer me!" I pulled away and said, "If you touch me again, I'm waking Catherine up." That made her freeze, like she finally heard herself. Then she whispered, "So I'm nothing now." I didn't argue. I just went upstairs fast and shut our bedroom door. Catherine was already asleep, hair damp on the pillow. I stood there for a second, heart pounding, and I didn't wake her. I thought Rena would calm down by morning, and I didn't want to drop this on Catherine half asleep. I barely slept anyway. The next morning, Catherine shook my shoulder and held out a note. Rena was gone, her room empty. The note said she was moving out because staying with us was too painful, and that I had made her feel unwanted in every possible way. Catherine read it, then looked at me and said, "What happened last night?" I told her everything. The kitchen talk, the questions, the wrist grab, the cheek. Catherine went pale, then angry. "Why didn't you tell me right away?" she said. "Why didn't you wake me up?" I said, "I didn't know what to do. I just wanted it to stop." Catherine called Rena. No answer. Then she turned back to me and asked, "Has there been anything else? Any moments you didn't tell me?" My chest tightened. I handed her my phone and said, "Go through it." She scrolled with shaking hands, checking everything like she wanted to find the lie. After a long minute, she tossed it back and swallowed hard. Then she typed a text to Rena, hit send, and read it out loud. "You're not coming back here. Don't contact my husband again. Return your key." She looked at me with red eyes and said, "Next time something like this happens, you wake me up, no matter what." Now my wife is saying I hid it by not waking her up. Was I wrong?